to change for you, girl, please. It's true, so true, so true. Cause you ain't gotta change, I do. I do.
Yo, what's good, bro? This your boy Rock Solid.
It's your boy T.O., baby.
And you rocking out with our philosophy today. Man, we got some great topics, stuff that's been going on in the news, nationally and locally. So we're gonna hit y'all with the first topic of, bro, what you think of this whole South Carolina cop in the classroom? What's your take on that, man?
You talking about when the police grabbed the girl and drug her out?
Yeah, man.
I mean, you know, the first of all, I mean, it's a terrible situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, one thing I thought about that, how can a police officer do that to a child, for one? But then, like, have you ever seen, like, Department of Child Services or CPS that would take your child if you discipline your child?
Right.
I'm like, that shit's crazy, man. But it's a terrible situation. I'm just glad I'm not the parent. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, okay, if that was my son, I'm going to jail.
Point blank simple.
I'm not even going to ask no questions. You know, and for one, he's a grown man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a young female.
Exactly.
No matter what she said. You know what I'm saying? If she don't want to listen, you don't have to use force like that.
He didn't. At the end of the day, man, a child is, this is what children do. And I'm not making an excuse for her to say that her behavior was cool or it's okay for kids to do that and all of that. No, that's not what I'm saying. But she didn't deserve that force that she got.
Right.
And what I really don't like is when I go to social media, and not just social media, the news, and people of color, people not of color, they trying to justify this man's actions. You know, at the end of the day, this was a grown man. I know when I was in school, it was protocol. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got you got yelled at, you got a write-up, you got called to the office. Right. You know, where was the steps at? You get what I'm saying?
It was just straight force.
It was just straight force. And this guy has a history. They called him Mr. Slam.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's just like this guy has a history of doing this, and somebody in a classroom just happened to get it on camera. At the end of the day, we have to stop justifying these actions. And I'm a firm believer that if you allow people, what I mean by people, I'm talking about these people who are authority figures, such as police officers, to beat up on us, choke us out, you know, kill us, and there's no type of repercussions at all. We put our faith in this justice system that's just as corrupt, and then now it happens to our daughters, and we try to justify it. It's just like it's just crazy to me, for especially when I seen this black little girl, that like it brought tears to my eyes, man. I was that mad and angry because I got two little girls, man. Like, and it's just like, if we're not gonna stand up for our children, once they see that they can do this to our children, and all we gonna do is pray, march, and protest, they gonna start doing that now. You get what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, we gotta do better. At the end of the day, no, her behavior was not acceptable. She should have been disciplined, just not in that manner.
What's the outcome for it? Like,
he was fired.
Okay, that was it? He wasn't charged with nothing?
I don't believe he was charged with anything at this point. He was let go. He was fired.
I mean, he had no choice but to let him go. I mean, it's caught on camera.
Right. And my thing is, he shouldn't even been working in a school system with two other pending cases similar to this nature. Right. He shouldn't even been around kids. Like, my thing is, and I'm looking dead into the camera, and I'm talking to everybody who thinks that these actions was appropriate, not just with this situation, but police brutality, period. Why is it that when it's one of us, and we get beat up, knocked down, choked out, people always want to say, well, what did he do?
Right.
As if I deserved it. And who's in the justice system? Us. We make up 14% of the population, but we make up over 40% of the incarceration. Right. Like, that's crazy to me. Come on, man. We gotta wake up, man. We gotta start fighting like we did in that, back in our early days before Martin Luther King brainwashed us in "We shall overcome."
Like, I like that Malcolm X, Black Panthers.
Exactly, man. my fault, man. I know I got a little heated, got a little, you know, but stuff like that, man, I'm just tired of it because we see it too often, man.
And imagine the stuff that we don't see that's not getting caught on camera.
Exactly.
What's up, man? I know we was talking earlier, man, and you was telling me, and I heard about it before about they hacked into some type of system, and they was gonna release the name of certain politicians and governors and
right
and certain people higher up about who's in the KKK.
Right. And our beloved mayor Tom Henry was on there of this city.
Wow.
Councilman Dan Coates is on there. They have since came out, went to Twitter, and said that they are against that. They aren't a part of the KKK. But my thing is, of course they're going to deny it.
Yeah, of course I am.
Of course they're going to deny it because Tom Henry, he's into an election right now. He wants your vote. And Dan Coates, and of course he doesn't want that stigma on him.
Right.
You know what I mean? But this ain't, man, I'm not surprised at all.
Right.
For one, this is Indiana, and for two, that's what they did to us, in slavery. After they hung us and burned our houses down in our churches, they went back to their day jobs.
Right.
You know what I mean? And politicians, doctors, and all of that, man. So I believe that he was exposed, and I want to see where this goes. I want to see. The question is, what are we going to do with this information?
Right.
Are we going to vote him into to office again, or are we going to use this, especially as black people, to get him up out of there?
And I think the local elections really matter the most.
Exactly.
Because I never really cared about the president, election. Like the first time Obama got in office, I did vote for him because it was something new.
Right.
I always say, the local elections to me is the thing that's going to affect you in the community.
Right.
And like you just said, it's not shocking to me. Like all this stuff is like, okay. Like I feel like, yeah, he is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people higher up are, have some type of relations with the KKK. Like you said, it is Indiana. You know what I mean? So what are we going to do with this information? But how I look at it is, it's not going to change my life, no matter what. I know it's harder for me to get a job than some other people. Right. And it just is what it is. Right. So when you told me about this earlier, I'm like, oh, okay. It's not nothing that I'm shocked about.
Right.
But I just hope with this information something changes. That's all I can do is hope.
That's it, man. At the end of the day, I hope this information circulates to a lot of people. But the people who released it say that they're going to be releasing other names. So I just want to see who's all on this list. And, the KKK, they are infiltrated in many sectors, probably in the judicial system.
Oh, man. I bet it's so many judges.
They everywhere. You get what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we see that because look at the numbers are staggering when it comes down to, quote unquote, the minority.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But my thing is, these people that's harvesting our organs, locking us up, got our women, quote unquote, Miss Independent because you get rewarded housing, food stamps, stipend every month. If you take the woman out, to take the man out of the house,
you can't get nothing.
You can't, you get rewarded. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, my people need to wake up and see the war that we don't
for you, girl, please. It's true, so true, so true. 'Cause you ain't gotta change, I do. I do. Said if